What if you tried selling AI-generated art online for 30 days with no design experience, no expensive tools, and no audience?
Could you actually make money, or is the whole AI art hustle just another internet myth?
Because if you scroll through YouTube or TikTok, you'll see people claiming they're making hundreds or even thousands of dollars selling AI art prints on platforms like Etsy and Redbubble.
But here's the problem. Most of those videos show the success stories, not the real process. So I decided to test it myself. For the next 30 days, I created AI art, uploaded it to online marketplaces, experimented with niches, and tracked exactly how much money it made. Some designs completely flopped. A few started getting attention. And one small change near the end of the experiment made a surprisingly big difference. Here's what actually happened. AI art has exploded over the last couple of years. Tools like Midjourney, DALL-E, and other AI generators allow anyone to create high-quality artwork in seconds. You type a prompt like Cyberpunk City at sunset or Fantasy Dragon in watercolor style, and the AI generates stunning images. This has created what many people call an AI art gold rush. Thousands of creators are now uploading AI-generated designs to platforms like Etsy, Redbubble, and Printify. The idea sounds simple. Generate artwork. Upload it as posters, canvases, or digital downloads, and earn money whenever someone buys. But here's where things get interesting. If everyone can create art instantly, competition becomes massive. So the real challenge isn't generating art. It's standing out. Before generating a single image, I had to decide where to sell the art. There are several popular options: Etsy for digital downloads and print products, Redbubble for print-on-demand merchandise, and marketplaces like Gumroad for selling downloadable files. I decided to focus mainly on Etsy because it allows creators to sell both digital downloads and physical prints. This also meant I could start without inventory. Whenever someone orders a print-on-demand service handles the production and shipping. But simply listing random art on Etsy isn't enough. And that leads to the most important step. One mistake beginners make when selling AI art is creating generic designs. Things like random landscapes or abstract art. The problem? Thousands of people are already uploading those. So instead, I focused on niche markets. For example, wall art for gamers, motivational office prints, fantasy-themed artwork, and minimalist quote posters. These niches already have buyers searching for specific styles. Using AI tools, I started generating designs tailored to these audiences. But here's the key detail. The quality of the prompt determines the quality of the art. At the beginning of the experiment, my prompts were simple. Something like fantasy castle landscape. The results looked decent, but nothing special. Then I started experimenting with more detailed prompts. Ultra-detailed fantasy castle on a floating island at sunset. Cinematic lighting, digital painting style. Suddenly, the artwork looked dramatically better. The difference was like comparing a quick sketch to a movie poster. This taught me something important. AI art isn't just about pressing a button. It's about learning how to guide the AI with creative prompts. Once I improved the prompts, I started generating dozens of designs. But creating art is only half the process. The next challenge was getting people to actually find the listings. Etsy works like a search engine. If someone searches for fantasy wall art, Etsy shows listings based on keywords and relevance. So instead of uploading images with generic titles, I optimized every listing. For example, instead of simply writing AI art poster, I used titles like Fantasy Dragon Wall Art Printable, digital download for gamers. This helps the listing appear when someone searches for specific terms. I also added detailed descriptions and tags to match what buyers might search for. And slowly, something started happening. The listings began getting views. Not huge numbers at first, but enough to prove the system was working. After about 2 weeks, I checked my Etsy dashboard one morning and saw something exciting. The first sale. It was a $6 digital download of a fantasy-themed artwork. Not a huge amount of money, but it proved something important. Someone on the internet found the design, liked it, and decided to buy it. That single sale turned the experiment from theory into reality. After that first sale, more traffic started coming in. Another fantasy print sold. Then a motivational quote poster. And eventually, one design became the top performer. It was a minimalist gaming-themed poster. Apparently, gamers love decorating their setups. By the end of the month, that single design had sold 7 times. Which doesn't sound huge, but remember something important. Digital downloads have no production cost. Once the file exists, it can sell infinitely. At the end of the 30-day experiment, I added up all the numbers. A few designs sold multiple times. Several designs never sold at all. And one design clearly stood out as the winner. The total revenue reached about $84. Now that's not a massive income. But considering the store started from zero and had only been active for 1 month, it proved the model works. And the most important part? The listings were still live. Which means the designs could continue generating sales long after the experiment ended. Here's the honest truth about selling AI art online. It's not instant money. The biggest challenge isn't creating art, it's standing out in a crowded market. Success depends on 3 things: finding the right niche, using strong prompts to create unique designs, and optimizing listings so buyers can actually find them. Once those pieces are in place, the system can slowly build momentum. And because digital products can sell repeatedly, even a small store can eventually turn into a real passive income stream. AI tools make creating art faster than ever before. But tools alone don't create income. Income comes from combining creativity, strategy, and consistency. If you found this experiment interesting, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
And if you want to see something even more interesting, check out the next video where I test whether AI side hustles can realistically make $1,000 per month, because the results might surprise you.